Part 2 of a soulmate twin flame love reading. We were just getting into divine feminine. We're going to get to divine masculine next. But divine feminine, what spirit's showing me here is that you're currently feeling this sense of determination, but also being weighed down by fear. The determination, I feel like you're focused on healing, possibly living in your authenticity. You could be a healer, you could be a nurse, you could be, I'm hearing CNA, you could be a teacher. Something here about a giving, a healing profession. Maybe it not even be a profession, it's just your gift, a spiritual gift. I feel like either you have received Reiki or you're destined to facilitate and to share that gift. Red and yellow is very significant here as well. It's like USC colors. I feel like the divine feminine has really been focused in on supporting her root chakra. There's this feeling of transformation. I feel like you are now emerging from your cocoon as this beautiful butterfly. There's this feeling of you being watched, but in this curious way. I feel like it's from your divine masculine, or you could be in the public eye. I'm picking up something along someone, it doesn't have to be for everyone, having this like the stacked rocks, like the little Zen. It feels like that could be symbolic for someone. Divine feminine, something that you've had to learn is to dial it back with how much you give to your divine masculine. It feels like maybe in past relationships, or very much even in this connection, that you might have been giving too much or giving more than what you were receiving. And that's why I feel like Spirit is nudging you to continue to focus on balance, continue to focus on your yin and your yang. I'm also hearing, and I'm seeing at the Empress in my third eye, I feel like this is your time to sit back and to let your divine masculine come to you. For some of you, thinking of possibly looking elsewhere, wondering if your divine masculine's ever going to come forward. There's this feeling of maybe your friends or parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles or cousins who are kind of waiting to see if you're open to dating someone else, or maybe they're trying to like feed you suggestions or try to be like matchmakers, what I'm also seeing here. But there's this feeling of like you just kind of saying like, no, they're not my type, no, they're not my type, they're not my divine masculine, they're not my type. Like I'm trying to be open-minded, but like no one is like my divine masculine. They're not my person. For some of you, Spirit is saying to still just be open-minded. You would be very surprised with who comes along, so just to remain open. Others of you, it feels like your divine masculine is going to come forward, and it feels like they're going to feel or sense that you're a hot commodity. People want to be with you. You shimmer, you glow. They want to be a part of that. They no longer, what I'm hearing is like being on the outskirts, standing on the sidelines. Divine feminine, you are incredibly tapped in. You're very intuitive. It feels like you know what's going on with your divine masculine. I hope this just provides validation and confirmation for what you know to be true for you. There's this feeling too of maybe currently feeling a little bit of like lack of inspiration or kind of procrastinating and feeling stuck and feeling like things are being a little delayed. It feels like maybe you've been feeling blocked with your intuition. Twos are very significant. 222s on the clock. Spirit's telling me here though that there's a lot of, maybe not a lot, but there are some trapped emotions here that have been needing to be addressed and that are needing to be healed before coming into connection and union with your divine masculine. It feels like, yes, like, your romantic feelings are valid and they're true, and you are calling in your soulmate. But there's this feeling of really allowing Spirit to do their thing and to let go of control. I would not be surprised if y'all had kids. Turtles might be very significant. Also plays on the whole water thing for the divine feminine. You're mystic. You came up also as a polar bear. You've been doing a lot of introspection. I feel like you also have been watching your divine masculine if you guys are friends on social media, or if they have a presence on social media. Here's what I'm seeing too with the divine masculine. Two have needed to focus on themselves in order to free who they are contracted to be in this life. There's this feeling of renewal. 4th of July could be very significant. I'm also seeing a lot of fireworks, like sparks. So it seems like your masculine is currently feeling lost, feeling kind of confused. 2222 on the clock. There's union here. But I'm seeing that they need to get over this hump. They want to experience joy and laughter and healing, and it seems like they want to experience that with you. But they showed up as the lone wolf and the cat. I feel like they are also very intuitive. Gemini's coming through here. They're very intuitive. I'm also seeing a cat theme. Let's go to part 3.